What's up, Cowboy Nation? Want to be able to just casually talk to you all now about what's on my mind as it relates to the coaching staff and the coaching philosophy. Tomorrow, I heard news that Jason Garrett now he has to speak out. That's one of the things that he got to do now. He got to be able to speak out on these topics as it relates to like the off the field issues, as it relates to what's going on with the Cowboys organization. He's been dodging. Been doing a great job of backpedaling like Deion Sanders. So now he got to be able to speak to the nation tomorrow. He can't dodge. So it's going to be a mandatory press conference. I think that whoever going to give him the questionings, I hope that they give some strong questionings out there. I know that Jason Garrett, with his skill set and his ability to dodge questionings, is going to be at his all-time high. But this is the thing, Cowboy Nation. I must say this right now. In order for this team to get to the next level where they belong, the coaching staff is going to have to do something about this. Whether as it relates to, we can talk about this, we can talk about Randy Gregory's situation. We can talk about how the situation need to be improved as it relates to across the board. I can say this with Randy Gregory, just to give him a pass on a little small thing, just to give him a little pass. Mental health is something crazy. Mental health is something crazy, and I'm not trying to say that, okay, he deserved to have the punishment because he got mental health issues. But the guy has been diagnosed as being bipolar. Now, you and I know that the NFL shouldn't punish nobody for being bipolar with mental health issues. So, two different scenarios as it relates to David Irving and Randy Gregory's situation. Two different scenarios. Two different scenarios. Let me know if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation. Let me know. Now, somebody just said, what, they cut Brandon Graham, the Philadelphia Eagles. Did they cut him, or are you just catfishing me? Yes, indeed. So, we're going to have to figure out some things. There's going to be a hard cut throughout the league anyway. If you look at it, there's going to be hard cuts. There are going to be teams that are going to get rid of some people that we would think that it's going to be on their team forever. There's going to be some teams that are going to say to themselves, okay, we're going to be for sure to keep this person, and all of a sudden you look up, that person gone. Conan says the best ability is availability. I agree. I agree. The best ability is always availability. I agree. The need to free up cap space. There's going to be a lot of teams trying to free up cap space. How much money we got? 55, 56, 58 million dollars. We got enough money this year. Got enough money after, even if we go ahead and pay the D-Laws of the world. 52 million as of now. So even if we pay the D-Laws of the world, right? Salute to you, Deion Sanders. Appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to have to figure this thing out, Cowboy Nation. We definitely do. So if you look at it, I'm looking at everything that I can see. I'm looking at everything I can see as it relates to this coaching staff. Dallas Cowboys Nation, if they want to figure out a way to get to this next level, I done already heard Stephen Jones say this, and he said it, my guy Jerry Reese, he dropped it in the Discord earlier. He said this right here. He said, we love the ability of Jason Garrett coaching this team long term. We love that. But however, this is Stephen Jones' word, we have not seen enough from Jason Garrett. That's some deep words from Stephen Jones on Jason Garrett. We know that Jason Garrett didn't say anything during the Pro Bowl. We know that Jason Garrett said only one speech or gave us one podium stance after the loss in the playoff. So now, you're going to have his feet to the fire now. one can be told this right here. The defense, Chris Richard, Papa Rob Marinelli, they okay with that. But this offense, and you can point fingers all the time at the quarterback. You can point fingers at what the running back been doing. You can point fingers at the offensive line and injuries. Everyone have reasonings, but results are what matter. Now, as far as the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, it's put up or shut up. And remember this too, Cowboy Nation. This is an off season. This is the off season. Anything can happen, right? I believe what Aikman said. It stands out to be true. The whole team, possibly coaching staff, and few need to change. Who said that? Let's see who said that. Conan Stern. Salute to you, south of heaven as well. I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from. Richard needs to be the next head coach. Okay, I can see that too. We can see that too. We can see that. This team needs some type of leadership, and it don't need to be indirect. We need somebody to step up, stand out, be firm, speak with firm conviction. I could even say it right. Conviction. They do. They need somebody real. They need to have a voice of reasonings. They do. I totally disagree with the Richard as head coach. This is NC biggest Cowboys fan. I can see, look, I'm not saying Chris Richard, next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Same issue will still remain the same. Chris Richard will still need to go find him an offensive coordinator and what have you. A lot of times when defensive players get defensive coaches become head coaches, they need to find their offensive coordinator. Now, unless Kellen Moore is going to be able to come out here and just change and rewrite the game and everything, then Chris Richard may say, okay, I'm going to roll with Kellen Moore. But sometimes when you become a head coach, you like to pick out your own toys. So that's why the writing was on the wall when Jason Garrett came into the situation. And they already had Wade Phillips. They said, wait a minute, you going to hire Jason Garrett and Wade Phillips, but you're going to make Wade Phillips the head coach? We've been going backwards since we got rid of Bill Parcells. We've been going backwards. The best thing the Cowboys should have done, and I'm going to say this, the Cowboys should have, if they knew that Jason Garrett, even though he wasn't ready, they should have did this right here. They should have made Jason Garrett the head coach then. They should have made Jason Garrett the head coach then, and then had Wade Phillips as the defensive coordinator. We would have never had the what's the guy name? Ryan, what's it? The twin brothers, Rob Ryan, whatever his name is. We would have never had that foolery to enter into this system. And one can argue wherever Wade Phillips been, his defense been on par. Rob and Rex Ryan, whatever, the Ryan brothers. Shout out to you, NC biggest man, Cowboys fan. But you guys know what I'm saying. If they knew that Jason Garrett was going to be the head coach from day one, instead of undercutting, because I believe in karma. I believe in karma. So I think that's what we're reaping a little bit. Now, this is the off season. It's still young. The Randy Gregory news, a lot of people said, well, you know what? At this point, I'm not even mad at Randy Gregory. A lot of people was putting that in the comment box. They said they're not even mad because they knew something like this was going to happen one way or another, right? But now, we can look at it from this aspect and this angle. Do this change your draft board? Do this change your drafting philosophy? Do this change everything you think and know about drafting now? Do you go with the aspect of looking at it from here and say, I'm going to go ahead and grab me a defensive guy for sure, for real, for real? Or do this change your mind on the way you look at the free agency now? Somebody said Jay Davion Clowney is out there. I've seen Preston Smiths of the world's out there. So you got some ways now that you can think about looking at this free agency. Remember this, I said the other day on my show, I was saying, you look at free agency as a way to put a Band-Aid on some things. but it shouldn't cure everything. Short gaps. But every team that won the Super Bowl, you can look at it from this angle and look at this, look at it from here, and say this right here. You can say this right here, Cowboy Nation. The teams that won the Super Bowl, they got that one or two explosive free agent player that changed and rearranged the game for them. So we can't just sit back on our hands and say, okay, Cowboy Nation, we just gonna sit back and let the chips fall where they may. No. I'm gonna say this. There's three type of people in this world. There's people out there that go out there and make things happen. There's the people that go out there and watch things happen. And there's a set of people that say, what just happened? We gotta be the team and the people that be out there and make things happen. We don't want to sit back and fold up like this and be like, okay, what just happened? We didn't make the playoff this year. What the world happened? Sometimes this shortcoming of Randy Gregory, this pitfall of Randy Gregory situation, the pitfalls of David Irving's situation, how many bad apples you can have in a bunch? Ezekiel Elliott is one club incident away from just getting him a shot of Patron, walking to his VIP section, tripping, trying to catch his fall, and leaning on a woman and accidentally touch her breast from being suspended for 12 or 10 games or what have you. That's how close it is. And if we're going to trust as the Cowboys organization to put a lot of money in Ezekiel Elliott's hand, then we have to be understanding that that could happen. Once you pay this man money, I'm all in favor of paying Ezekiel Elliott, just as well as I'm all in favor of playing D-Law. But D-Law, what do we have issues with? He's no Khalil Mack, I can say that. But what D-Law issues are? D-Law's issue is this right here. Torn labrum. Rotator cuff all in his shoulders all jacked up. Back is all jacked up. You pay that man guaranteed money. And the third game of the NFL season, he comes around, he comes across that edge, and he goes down and don't get back up. There's money that you poured down the toilet, and you will never get that money back again. Now I'm gonna knock on some wood. I'm gonna find me some wood around here, knock on some wood. And we pray and hope that that don't happen. But Murphy Law is always around, and we gotta play to that Murphy's Law, because Murphy Law at this point with the Cowboys is undefeated. I did a video earlier this year about the time when we make play. Hey, Sarah Green, shout out to you. The time that when we go out there and we start making this payment to pay people, all of a sudden, then that's when you hear the injuries come out of the woodshed. We paid Marion the Barbarian. All of a sudden, he couldn't run. We went out there and we paid Miles Austin. The guy couldn't buy some hamstrings. We paid Tony Romo. The pinky done got all jacked up. We paid the guy that came from Detroit, Roy Williams. Couldn't catch water if he fell off a boat. We did a lot of stuff, man, to get this team to where we wanted to be, and we've been snake bitten time and time again. So all I can say is we can still pray and hope that everything becomes better, and hope the tacos of the world can become better and play off on the edge. That's all we can say. Let me know how you guys feel. Let me know how you guys think about this whole situation, this whole scenario. We need a culture shot. Fell off the boat. Sometime when this, hey, 105.3 The Fan, as I was getting off work, they were saying that with the Randy Gregory's legal team, they was talking about that they have full faith and understanding with Randy Gregory, that their hearts and minds are 100% behind Randy Gregory, and they just saying that this is not a relapse. They hoping for this right here with Randy Gregory, that the commissioner, Roger Goodell, can see that he stayed clean for a whole entire year, that it would earn him good faith. Kind of like if somebody did something bad in the neighborhood, then all of a sudden you look back at their past and you say, well, you know, this is a good, upstanding citizen. They reconverted their life, and they are on they're on the right path and all this good stuff. Kind of sort of like something like that. I don't know what's going to happen with this whole scenario. All I can say is that now Jason Garrett is forced to speak about it. And he got to tell the truth. He can't be sitting there dodging questionings now. And they're going to have to figure out how they can just get all this thing together and compile it all in one. Yeah, it's a sad situation. Because at this point, if you're the NFL, and I'm talking to NC biggest fan, Cowboys biggest fan, it's sad from here because you can look at it from this angle. You can say that, well, Randy Gregory got mental issues. He was only trying to cope with those anxieties, those depressions, those extra voices that he hears in his head. I don't know about mental issues. I don't have them. I do might have them. But he was trying to cope with it with the best of knowledge he knows how to do it. And the NFL saying, you know what? If we allow him to pass, then we have to allow the David Irvins of the world to pass. We have to allow Le'Veon Bell to pass. We have to give it with the stroke, with the same brush with everyone. So it's a conundrum, basically. You can't allow somebody to pass, and then on one end, you got to allow everybody to pass. And speaking of Le'Veon Bell, they say he ballooned up to 255 or close to 260 pounds. That Le'Veon Bell, and then on top of that, nobody knows that hell he'll pass a drug test. So it's crazy. It's like a Pandora's box, basically. And just to speak on this, not to say conspiracy theory, just for me to give my notion and my thoughts and my ideas of this, watch how the NFL sweep everything that Robert Kraft did under the bus. They gonna sweep everything under the bus. NFL Network did only one topic of this Robert Kraft situation, and they said, you know, we're gonna hush about this. This guy's a billionaire. We're not gonna defame him and relegate him to foolishness and all this stuff and put it out to the masses. This is gonna be big news tomorrow. Randy Gregory, David Irvin, they're gonna try to tie in everything. So it's crazy in a sense, but it's the reality. And how we gonna be able to fight this thing is a whole nother topic and a whole nother discussion for a different day. Let me know of your thoughts on how they're gonna sweep his prostitution ring under the bus. And they're gonna go all ham on Randy Gregory and David Irvin tomorrow. On ESPN, on NFL Network, on Fox, and on MySpace, and all these other planets over there. Black Planet, they're going to be talking about it everywhere. Let me know how you guys feel about everything. That's been my time. I really appreciate you all for being part of this conversation for the nation. And appreciate Sarah Green for joining in, the mod, and Saf of Heaven, appreciate you. What do you think of will we get Earl? Yes, I think we're going to find a way to get Earl. And I'll be back on a little bit later on once I find some more information. I did a little film work earlier today. It was on Crabtree. I was going to do a little breakdown of what he can bring to the table if the Cowboys decide to go that angle. I know a lot of people saying that they don't like Crabtree, but just watch the video whenever it comes out so you guys can see the negative, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Crabtree, just to give you a quick backdrop on Crabtree. He's from Oak Cliff, right around the corner from over here. He's down the street from Texas, you know, down the street from Dallas, so he knows the area. He's a possessive type of receiver, don't have breakaway speed. Horrible against the jam. You can get into his head, but the kid averaged 50+ yards a year, 50+ catches, receptions a year. So that's okay, that's decent. And he's far, far, far away from being a #1 receiver. And I think at this time of his career, he will be better suited as the third wide receiver or third option. But if you look at his numbers are light years, or I'm not going to say light years, but they far, far ahead of T. Will. They're far better than T. Will. We'll just take a look at that stuff. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Oh, yeah, Emmanuel Sanders would be a better option. Yes, I agree. I agree. I love Emmanuel Sanders' skill set. Yes, I do. Appreciate you.